I'm here in Chelsea, and behind me in this church for sale used to be New York's hottest club. Do you remember it? I don't, because I was 2 years old when it closed. But within these four holy walls used to stand the Limelight, one of New York's hottest clubs, according to my stepdad Win, who, like the Limelight, was really cool in the 80s. A place that, according to Assistant U.S. Attorney Eric Friedberg, was a drug supermarket, where massive amounts of ecstasy, cocaine, and ketamine were used as promotional tools to lure patrons into the club. A statement that itself sounds like a promotional tool used to lure patrons into the club. But ever since the Limelight shut down, retailers have had a difficult time getting this landmark Gothic church in Chelsea to work as just about anything. It wasn't always plagued with instability. Before it was the Limelight, 656 Avenue of the Americas used to be an actual church. Built in 1844, it had an Episcopalian congregation for over 100 years. After its congregation shrunk, they sold it to a drug rehab center, who then sold it to Peter Gatien, who transformed it into effectively the opposite of a drug rehab center. The Limelight. Gatien was a Canadian entrepreneur who turned a $17,000 insurance settlement from a hockey accident in which he lost his left eye into a multi-million-dollar club empire. The club was opened in 1983 with an Andy Warhol hosted opening night. It was a near instant hit and at its peak served more than 15,000 people daily. Throughout the 1990s, its fame began to doom it. As Curbed says, it became less cool, less gay, and more inclined towards high school and bridge and tunnel kids. It had two reputations. Nobody goes there anymore, and it was a drug den. While being lame is a fate that all clubs want to avoid, it also won't get you shut down by the city. Being a drug den, as it turns out, will. Gatien and the Limelight were the perfect target for newly elected Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who ordered a raid on the building shortly before a gruesome murder over a drug debt. That same year, Gatien was arrested, tried, and acquitted for drug trafficking before being put away for tax evasion, serving time, and eventually being deported back to Canada. The club was closed and reopened several times throughout the decade, but finally was permanently shuttered in 2001. It reopened in 2003 under a separate name, the Avalon, but that too closed in 2010. They then tried to do a sort of Chelsea market thing here, but the space wasn't really conducive to it. It had a weird side entrance that wasn't really welcoming, minimal signage, and a really foreboding iron fence around the perimeter, and nobody could really tell whether it was open or not. Grimaldi's Pizza was also a tenant for a few years in the early 2010s, before they ran into tax issues and the property was seized in 2018. David Barton Gym took over the central interior space in 2014 before that too abruptly closed in 2016. Another gym took over before that was closed in the wake of COVID. Nowadays it's mostly empty, but it is still partially leased by a dim sum restaurant and a pizza place. Just recently, however, this popped up outside. Not much information is available, but we do know that the church is owned by an LLC that's connected to Ben Ashkenazi's real estate firm. What do you think is next for the Limelight? Which iteration was your favorite? Let us know in the comments and be sure to like and subscribe.